Hi, let's talk about filmmaking. So today we are going to talk about drones. We have the Mavic Pro and the Phantom 4. First of all, let's talk about size, right? And obviously the Mavic Pro is very portable, looks very smart. Let's talk about durability. Flight time on this one at 30 minutes on paper, but in actual fact this does 25 minutes in the air. So you have about 5 minutes to set up your drone and to fly it. In 25 minutes you have to return home if you still want your drone to come safely. And this on paper has 27 minutes, but in actual fact you have about 24 minutes if you still want your drone intact. By 23 minutes, send it back home. This shoots 4K, 25 frames, 30 frames. 1080p, it shoots up to 120 frames per second, 60 frames, 50 frames, 30, 25, depending on whether you're shooting in PAL or NTS. And this shoots also in 4K mode, it shoots 25 frames, 30 frames, 1080p, up to 120 frames per second, 720 up to 120 frames per second. Right, let's talk about maximum distance. Where you are affects how far your drone can go, right? So when you're in Accra, you won't be able to attain the maximum distance because of the buildings, the metals, interference and stuff like that. But they can go on a bare land, they can go up to 7 kilometers. In terms of speed, this is very small, and of course it has to fight the wind to be able to keep up with the Phantom 4. This goes up to 65 kilometers per hour, and this base goes up to 72 kilometers per hour. And again, it depends on the velocity of the wind. If the wind is very strong, then it has to slow down. Let's talk about prices. This on the market, on Amazon, on B&H, you can get it somewhere around $1,200. This could be somewhere around $999. Portability. This, of course, this is very small, very portable. You can carry it anywhere you want. You can just have it somewhere in your backpack and nobody will know. Of course, the remote control is also very small, very portable, and you just open it, put your phone somewhere in between, and you are good to go. But the Phantom 4 has you can't fold it. That's the downside of it. You can't fold it. This is how you have to carry it. And if you don't have a bag, it comes with its own case. If you have it, fine, but if you don't, then there are other special cases for it. But of course, it has to be big enough to accommodate all this. And the remote control is as big as this. You can't fold it that much. The only thing you can just fold it like this and pack it somewhere. So portability, of course, the Mavic Pro takes it. So let's talk about the sensors. You can see somewhere here, you can see both sensors. With the Mavic Pro, right, you have 2 sensors below in front, but unfortunately you don't have sensors beside and behind. And the same goes for the Phantom 4. We have 2 sensors in front and 2 behind. Okay, the question is, which one will you go for? This for portability. If you're a traveler, you travel a lot, you go to a lot of places, you fly somewhere in town, you don't want people to notice that you actually flying a drone. So this is very portable. This will be recommended for you. And this is basically for a client. Of course, when you are charging somebody 1,000 Ghana cedis or 800 Ghana cedis per probably 4 hours, 5 hours, you don't bring this on location. Of course, if the clients understand how the drone works, but clients' expectation usually it's something as big as this or even bigger than this. Once they are paying you more than 1,000, they are expecting you to bring some transformer on location. We've reached the end of today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel.